Welcome to the Teach Joyfully podcast, where we talk about all things elementary teaching with some mom stuff thrown in. I'm Lisa Burns, a teacher success coach, veteran elementary teacher, and mom of 5. I'll be your host. Thanks for joining me. Let's talk sight words today. I know this is kind of a divisive topic. There are two camps with sight words. Teach them and don't. And I'm just going to jump right in here and tell you I'm in the teach them camp. Yes, there are many sight words your students can figure out, but there are just as many that they can't. These are the words that simply don't make sense to children. So we put them in word jail and teach them directly. Think of it this way. Imagine that you're new to a school. As you come in, they tell you most of what you need to know, but some things feel intuitive to them, so they just assume that you'll figure it out. And that might work if you weren't overwhelmed with the enormity of the task of just getting your feet underneath you and getting started. But you are overwhelmed, and every little piece that someone can give you that gives you the lay of the land helps you learn the rest of your job faster and better, right? It doesn't mean you're going to do it all right away, but if you have it and you can find it right when you need it, that's a good thing. So why do we let kids struggle through endless sight words when sight words are the glue that holds sentences together? They're functors. That's their job, to hold the sentence together. Well, I say that we shouldn't let our students struggle through sight words. They're still learning all of the other pieces to learn to read. It's a lot. If we're going to let them struggle with that too, it just becomes overwhelming and it takes so much longer. I know that you're going to tell me I simply can't add in one more thing. I can send the sight words home and hopefully the parents will help their kids with them, right? That's usually what happens. Lists of sight words go home. They go home as spelling lists or as words to memorize. Some families do them, some families don't. And the gap gets wider between the haves and the have-nots, right? Well, I really do believe that we can't rely on what is going to happen at home to teach anything. We really do have to take control and say, I'm in charge, I'm responsible, I'm going to make sure that they know these essential pieces. As the teacher, it's our job to do that. And yes, we want families to support that. But if I look at anything that they get at home as a bonus, then I'm not frustrated when things don't happen at home the way that I think they should. And I'm leveling the playing field for all those students whose families are simply too maxed out to do all of that extra stuff. Here's how I teach sight words. It's quick and easy and very effective. My system teaches reading of sight words only. I know they do need to learn how to spell them. And that is not forgotten. You can add in the sight word spellings to spelling test, word work, your phonics teaching time for the writing part after they can read them. But if they can read them and you've given them that code, it unlocks a whole host of books for these children. So here's how I do it. We know learning happens best when it's interesting, fun, and low stress. I keep this fast, low stress, and fun. We play it like a game, no penalties and no calling anyone out, no pressure or homework. So the first thing is which sight words, right? Are there lists and lists of sight words out there? You bet there are. There's the Dolch words, there's the Fry words, there's all kinds of words out there. So the way we teach it is we use the Fry words with the Dolch method. Now remember, sight words are functors. They're the glue that holds sentences together. So we want these students to know as many as possible, but we want to keep the stress and the pressure down. All right? So you have all of your sight words, and they're divided into groups of 25. The first 25, the second 25, and on through there. I teach 25 at a time to every grade except kindergarten or students who are struggling, and then I pare it way down, and I may start with 5 or 10. So there's two ways that you can approach teaching sight words. You can do it whole group, or you can do it in small groups. Unless I'm really pushed for time, I always do it in small group time. But It works in the whole group as well. So you can do it that way if you really push for time and you're just maxed out in your small group time and you can't add even a couple more minutes. It's okay. Do it whole group then if you have to, but at least do it. So I have my sight work cards. The kids are all seated. We're ready to go. We're ready to have some fun together. So I teach this in 4 rounds. The first round, students are reading them with their eyes and listening with their ears. I'm reading the words aloud. I am using a monotone, no inflection, and the same pacing for each word, nice and slow. I don't want to give away any of the words with my inflection. It's really easy to do, and then students are actually memorizing your inflection, not the word. The second round, I read the words again and students repeat after me. Then, on the third round, the kids read, and I come in just like a half a beat later and support them by saying it after them. Then, on the last round, they're on their own. They read the words and I listen. Now, in each round, I am setting aside any word that anyone in the group either didn't say or said incorrectly. We just set it aside. I don't say a word. And after each round, we just go back and quickly review those. So I'll say something like, let's double check these few. And we'll repeat those words and then add them back into the deck. The whole system might sound like this. Hey guys, we're going to learn some words that will help us become better readers. There are 4 rounds to this activity, as you remember. We'll do 1 set of words. You're going to need to make sure you follow all the directions carefully. Ready? Here we go. All right. I will say the words out loud and you are silent, but you're going to be reading with your eyes. Ready? Let's give it a go. And then I would start saying the words. And then in round 2, I would say, okay, on this round, I say the words out loud, and then you're going to read with your eyes and repeat the word out loud. Let's try it. And on round 3, I would say, you'll read the words with your eyes and say the words out loud, and I'll repeat the words out loud quickly to support you. Let's go. And the last round, it's all you. You read the words with your eyes and say them out loud. I will be silent. Give it a try. And then I will quietly set aside any word that the students don't say or anyone says wrong. And after each round, we'll go back and we'll repeat those words. And then we add them back into the deck for the next round. It's really easy. It's super fast. It takes 5 minutes or less. It really is a great system. It's not hard to fit this in. You can do the words whole class if you need to. It's not hard to fit in. As I've said before, you can do it whole class if you need to. I simply add it into my small group time. It takes only a few minutes to do, and it's very effective. Quite frankly, students will know so many sight words, and their reading will take off because this is a key piece. Not only does it boost student confidence, it increases their reading fluency. Are you ready to give it a go? I have a video of me demonstrating the system for you to access. 500 printable sight work cards. You can print them off on cardstock, and I group them in groups of 25 in small boxes so that the students can access them for word work time, and it's easy for me to access during my teaching time. I also have written directions for you included in the packet. It's all free. Yep, it's free. There's a link in the show notes, so you can grab that there. So that's it, my teacher friends. We're out of time and I'm out of breath. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you liked today's episode, I'd love it if you'd go to Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen and leave a review. While you're there, hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. Also, you can continue the conversation online with me in my Facebook group, the Teach Joyfully podcast community, where elementary teachers can connect, get help, and encouragement for all kinds of education and parenting topics. You can find the show notes and links to all the resources mentioned in today's episode on my website at www.hopeineducation.com/podcast. And remember, a happy teacher is a good teacher. Until next time, teach joyfully and take care of you.